You already have a great idea for a product, and you may have a great product spec as well. But believe it or not, that's the easy part, because your idea doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's competing for your customers' attention together with a million other things. Convincing folks to try your product and plunk down cash, that's the hard part. And why is that? It's simple psychology. People generally overvalue what they already have while they undervalue new alternatives. So getting people to look at new solutions is really difficult. Even an invention as obvious as the telephone took years to be adopted by businesses, because most businesses at the time felt that the telegraph was a pretty good solution, if you can imagine that. And if this is true for the telephone, think about how great your product will need to be considered by customers. The trick to doing it right the first time is focusing the product on very specific customer pains or opportunities. For B2B products, it's a bit more complicated because there are usually multiple people involved in the buying process. Each stakeholder has unique pains and preferences. So to break it down, it's helpful to build an idealized profile for each of the stakeholders, what we call a buyer persona. Persona is a practical design methodology for many product and marketing purposes. In the next video, we'll use personas to determine an optimal product market fit by matching product characteristics to specific customer pains. But for now, let's focus on defining your personas. Here's a simple example. Let's say you want to build an application that helps salespeople with their daily activities. In this case, your personas would be the product's users, the salespeople, but also the head of sales and various IT folks who would need to interface with and support the product. And let's not forget the finance and procurement people who will need to approve and process the purchase. Each one of these folks would be a different persona. For each persona, you want to capture the relevant characteristics that describe their role in your product's purchase. Typical characteristics are things like their primary job focus, their level of seniority, their sources of information, where do they learn about new things, what kind of technology adopters are they? Are they early adopters, mainstream users, or laggards? Who do they influence in the organization? Who influences them? There can be many more characteristics, but you get the general idea. It's also customary to give each persona a name and assign them a portrait photo to make this person real for everyone. I can't overemphasize the importance of getting the personas right because they are the building blocks for many of your product and marketing decisions. They'll be your reference point for prioritizing product features, for generating marketing messages, and for building the go-to-market program. These personas define the language that your team will use to discuss and prioritize work, so it's critical that your entire team is on board with the personas you've built. Once you've built your personas, you're ready to work on the pain sheet, which maps the product's features and values to customer pains. We'll cover the pain sheet in our next video.